All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrea Hall, and I'd like to thank you for joining us for our Membership and Academic Studies Program Open House. So in this session, you'll learn more about who we are, who Epic Homeschool Network is, what our vision and our mission is, our how our membership program works, how our academic studies program works, and how to get started in each program and what it's going to look like next year. So some things are shifting for Epic Homeschool Network, and we're excited about the changes that are happening, and we are going to just hop right into everything right now. So Epic Homeschool Network is a faith-based educational 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our vision is to help families homeschool with confidence and clarity, and our mission is to enrich, enhance, and empower home education in the community for all students in a nurturing Christian environment. What's unique about us is that we do not require a statement of faith, but we do accept all families. We provide scholarships to students and families. So that's one of the things that we do. We provide monthly field trips to extend experiences beyond the classroom. We provide homeschool hangouts or socialization classes and clubs, and we highlight student achievement in our annual awards and graduation ceremony, where we pass out yearbooks. So our annual award ceremony is going to be happening this Sunday. So we're excited about that. I do have a quick little video about the history of Epic. I find it kind of cute to share. It's still part of what we desire. So I'm just going to go ahead and have a quick little listen. Oh, sorry. Let's try that again.
Before we had a name, I had a vision. My name is Andrea Hall, and this vision was born the first year I started homeschooling my children in 2012. We lived in an 1,100 square foot home with 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. But as a small family, it was perfect, except for the fact that I didn't have a dedicated space to homeschool unless I wanted to transform my entire home into a schoolroom. I resorted to the hallway, and that was our schoolroom. I thought, wouldn't it be nice if moms like me with limited space could go somewhere and homeschool when we wanted to? Thus, the vision for the center was born. Since then, I started an informal group, South Cobb Homeschoolers, where we met at the South Cobb Regional Library and did field trips together. But in 2016, the vision came back, and it was clear that it was bigger than the South Cobb Homeschoolers. It was epic. I gathered together a strategic planning committee and created our vision, a world where home is the first school, and our mission to enrich, enhance, and empower home education in the community. We decided on home education because EPIC is not just for homeschoolers, but for all families who believe, as George Santayana, that a child educated only at school is an uneducated child. Now that we were clear on our vision and mission, we became a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Today, we enrich by offering scholarships to our members. We enhance by organizing monthly field trips with STEM-focused programs, and we empower through parent webinars and workshops. We still have a vision for a center and to offer bigger scholarships and more programs, and we need your support to make this dream a reality. We appreciate your gift of time, talent, and resources. Thank you for your epic support.
All right, so that's just a little bit of the history of EPIC, so you can kind of see where we're coming from and where we still plan to go. So we still plan to have that center, but we do have some of the resources at our location where we are now. So my name is Andrea Hall. I've met most of you. I am a certified educator. I've spent over 17 years now in the field of education. I started in 2004. I've been homeschooling for over 10 years. I actually homeschooled triplets before homeschooling my own kids. I graduated another student to high school, to college. It wasn't my own birth child, but I did graduate a homeschooler to college. I have been Teacher of the Month and Teacher of the Year in Rockdale County High School, and I'm certified to teach all levels of mathematics in the states of Georgia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Arkansas. I still continue to teach mathematics online, but I did leave the traditional classroom in 2010 to start homeschooling my own kids. I do have a passion for teaching. It's something that's in my blood, and I am your executive director. I would also like to introduce you to someone new to the block. He will be our Chief Personnel Officer, Damon Hall, who's also my husband, has a Bachelor of Science degree in Early Childhood Education and is a successful entrepreneur. He's actually the owner of Dr. Hall's Plumbing. With his background in education and also managing people in his own company, Mr. Hall brings the tools solid to assist our team. He will be our new Chief Personnel Officer who will be handling all discipline and human resources. All right, so our two main programs I want to talk about today is our membership program and our academic studies program. I'm going to spend a lot more time on the academic studies program because I feel like there might be more questions on it, but I do want to introduce you to our membership program. And of course, I have a nice quick little video to show you. All right, so that kind of highlights some of the field trips that we've done in our membership program. It's actually kind of cool seeing the video because you forget how much you actually do. And I know there's so much more that we didn't even capture on that video. So that kind of just gives you a quick overview of our membership program. So we help families homeschool with confidence and clarity by providing support and connecting you to the larger community. We have a separate private online community on Mighty Networks. We have our field trips, so members of the network get access to our monthly field trips. We do a combination of free and discounted tickets, and then some of them are just regular price. So for example, our annual Epic field trip is always, the tickets are free for that. We've been able to secure free tickets to the Atlanta Zoo and to the Georgia Aquarium every year as well. So that's included in your membership with the field trips. Every family receives a complimentary yearbook and each child gets a dedicated page in there as long as you send us your pictures. We have our homeschool hangouts. we've been focusing on face-to-face. We're thinking about revitalizing our virtual. Virtual is definitely very prominent during the pandemic. We have our webinars. We actually have one coming up on June 9th on how to wrap up the year, the homeschool year. So making sure you have everything in line with your record keeping. We also provide accountability with our homeschool master classes, and depending on which level, we have weekly homeschool coaching available to you. You have discounts on services. For example, HSLDA membership, you get a discount on that using our discount code. I highly recommend it. I'm a member of HSLDA, as well as discounts on standardized testing and other things. We used to do the teacher identification card. We haven't done that lately, but that's something that we used to do very, very actively. But it's something that we can definitely help you do. So it's available upon request is what I'm saying for the teacher identification card. And then we also do scholarships. So we have 3 scholarships on materials, an academic and an entrepreneurship scholarship that opens up every year and closes on May 28th. So we actually just closed that window for that scholarship. And then our annual award ceremony, which I mentioned, is coming up. Any questions so far?
What is HSLDA?
That is a Homeschool Legal Defense Association. So if a neighbor calls DFACS and says they're not educating their children, and they come to you knocking at your door, you can reach out to HSLDA and they will send an attorney to help navigate, or they will tell you what you need to do. And if they need to send someone to you, they will. I'm part of a larger group. It's a Christian group that has families in different countries, homeschool families in different countries. One of them is in Kenya. And it was just a prayer group that I was a part of. And they ended up having a situation with them homeschooling, with one of their friends homeschooling, and the government came and arrested their family. One of the parents. So they reached out to HSLDA and they actually sent a lawyer to Kenya to help them fight that battle. So they do things like that, and just being a member allows you to get access to that support and a lot of other resources too. All right, so how to get started with the membership program? You can join the Just Field Trips plan, which is $99 for the entire year if you just want field trips. You could also do the community involvement plan, where you're promising to be involved in the community, and that's $25 a month. That also gives you access to just clubs, to one of the clubs rather, that we offer in the academy. And then you also have the professional plan, which is $45 a month. You're not committed to planning anything on the calendar, and it gives you access to one of our academic classes for one of your kids, not all of them, just one of your kids. So that's our professional plan. But I've got news for you. When you join the Academy program, you get the membership community involvement plan for the first year for free. So that's kind of bundled together with the Academy. So if you do the Academy program, then the membership program kind of partners with it. So if you plan to do the Academy program, then do that, and then you'll get access to the membership. Any questions so far? All right, so that's pretty much it for the membership program. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight our academic studies program. And of course, I have a cool little video.
My name is Andrea Hall, and I'm the Executive Director of Epic Homeschool Network.
Epic Homeschool Network!
Our approach to education is innovative because our parents are on site, they're engaged, they're involved in everything that we do. So it gives a freedom and a sense of responsibility and ownership that you won't find anywhere else.
And this is a piano.
My son enjoys it here. He feels like he can be himself, as well as learn at his own pace. I'm able to, be on site and also be able to get some work done and be flexible with being there for him when needed.
I can tell the program is working because we get to see the kids as they get the light bulb moments, as they get the aha moments. We get to see them as they're growing academically, and their parents are saying, I was pulling teeth trying to teach them this at home, but here they are and they're learning this here. And I know that we're making a difference in their lives.
All All right, so that's a highlight of our academic studies program. Here's what our calendar is going to look like next school year. So we will start August 1st, technically, and we will end on May 24th. However, that first month in August is when our virtual classes will begin. So this is where our Power School classes will begin on August 1st, but we won't be meeting in person. So that still gives families flexibility, those who are traveling, which I'm sure many will be doing. So that's during this time frame. This is also when our fall testing window would open if you haven't done the spring testing, and that's just to kind of let us know a benchmark of where you are. So we've used the California Achievement Test this year. We might switch over to Homeschool Boss, but this testing window is only applicable if you're brand new to EPIC, because if you're coming in from last school year, you would have done a California Achievement Test, so we've already had a benchmark for you. So this fall testing window is really only applicable for those who are brand new. And if a family wants to do it again, then that's fine. So that's what would happen here. You see these blues are the breaks. In December, from after Thanksgiving, you'll notice that there's another green spot. This is when we'll be virtual. So students will still be responsible for doing schoolwork, but it'll be virtual during that time frame. We found that a lot of families need the flexibility during the holidays instead of coming in person, but we also still need that time. So that's why we're being virtual there. Monica, did you have a question for us?
No, I didn't. No,
Oh, okay, just checking.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And then you have our winter break that's in pink, and then you have our summer break. So this is what our calendar looks like for next school year. And I'm happy to announce that we are accredited. The Georgia Accrediting Commission approved our accreditation. We are accredited by the Georgia Accrediting Commission as a non-traditional education center, and this status accredited annually. So that means every year we'll be going through the accreditation process. Beginning in fall of 2023, so starting this coming year, all students enrolled in the academic studies program will be enrolled in Power Homeschools. If you're doing our program, we're enrolling you in Power Homeschool. You'll have access to all the courses listed in Power Homeschool. In addition to that enrollment, you can choose to do classes a la carte. All right, so that's where we'll be doing our core classes. If you're trying to do something else, use a different platform, let us know in the enrollment process and we can talk through that. In-person classes will begin. Someone asked a question. That was a good question. Let me go back real quick. So in-person classes begin on September 5th. So right after Labor Day, in-person classes will begin on September 5th. All right. And then all families will be provided with quarterly one-on-one homeschool coaching with a dedicated homeschool advisor. I am actually happy to announce that we are getting homeschool advisors that are not just me. Last year, for those who know, I was the one kind of working with you guys on completing the individual learning plan, and it was rough. So I've gotten some people, a team on board. I met with them, and I'm just waiting for their final submission for me to officially introduce you to them. So the next time we have an open house, I'll be officially introducing them. If they want to tell me in a chat, because some of them might be here tonight, that I can introduce them right now, I'll be happy to. So they could just tell me in a chat. But so every family will be working with a homeschool advisor, and that homeschool advisor will take you all the way through from onboarding. So LaQuinda is official. Yay. And Phaedra is official. Yay. They're actually two of our teachers from this past school year. Phaedra was one of our math substitute teachers, and LaQuinda was our English teacher. So they're joining us as homeschool advisors, and Phaedra will also be our Spanish teacher next school year. So I'm happy to have them on board. All families will have access to the required homeschool standardized testing, as well as annual report card and transcript creation services. So when you're part of the academic studies program, this is part of what you have. Your student will have access to this. Our Little Learners Co-op will meet on Tuesdays. And I only have Tuesdays on the book. Now, Unofficially, we'll also probably be meeting on Thursdays here and there for our little learners to do activities, but we don't want to be confined to the building. So when we think of the building, we'll be there on Tuesdays. So this is the schedule for the Tuesdays, and subject to some fluctuation, but that's probably what our schedule look like. Our little learners, I'm meeting with a company, CompuDot, to do STEM classes for our little learners. So I'm going to be talking with them tomorrow. And if that's added, the schedule will change. Oh, questions for little learners before I move? Okay. Our academic studies program. So we have fall semester classes that will be on Tuesdays, and you'll see the grade level columns. So on the grades 3 to 5th, we'll have art, Spanish, the early adopters STEM program, which is with CompuDot. So that's 2 hours. They will be breaking it up. So I don't want you guys to think they're going to be in front of a computer for 2 hours. They are breaking it up. Then they'll have physical education, lunch, and then they have spelling club or Lego club and entrepreneurship. And these activities down here are open to members of Epic Homeschool Network, those who are in the community involvement plan or the professional plan. Then we have grades 6 to 8. They'll start off with the STEAM team. That's a CompuDot class, then art, Spanish, PE, lunch, and then access to the same classes. And our high schoolers will have a high school Spanish class. So it'll actually be a Spanish class that is aligned to standards. So it's not just going to be exploration. This Spanish class actually meets twice a week. So one is in person, the next time will be virtual. So you have Spanish, art, the Learn to Earn is the STEM program with CompuDot, physical education, lunch. They can choose between the Yearbook Club or the Trivial Pursuits Club. I talked to the students on what they wanted, and those are some of the things they came up with. And then entrepreneurship. Our Spanish teacher will be Phaedra Wright, who's on the call right now. And then our PE teachers, I am still, I talk with them and finding out if they're going to be with us again or if we'll be having new PE teachers. So that is still up in the air. I'm thinking it might be the same. We are planning on having a physical education and a recess class. The physical education will be the more structured PE class, whereas the recess class would be more of the game-based PE. So trying to distinguish between the two so that families can choose the one that they think is better for their learner. Did I help answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Now the spring semester, you'll notice it changes because our CompuDot classes, our STEM classes are only for 1 semester. So in the spring, we're adding public speaking and an entrepreneurship class. So we're actually going to go deeper. The first one is just the clubs, it's an afternoon. The entrepreneurship class is actually going to be working towards the goal of having our own business fair. So that's going to be more structured in the spring semester. And then we have our public speaking class. And then we're adding a gardening class in the afternoon. All right, so that kind of gives you a highlight of what our academic studies in-person classes are looking like. Any questions?
I have a question, Miss Andrea.
Yes, hi, Sydney.
Hi there. Where is the gardening class going to be?
I don't know, your house?
Joseph sitting here, he was joking. I was just curious. Okay. I mean, food for thought.
Are you open?
I'm open, but Joseph's looking at me, so I'll get back to you.
Look, I didn't, look, I just,
Andrea,
go ahead, LaQuinda.
Travis said that he would host a gardening class on the property.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
cool. Yay, we can spread the wealth. So I'm just
So we've got options.
So Sydney, Sydney, let your husband know you knew nothing about this. She knew nothing about this.
This wasn't planned.
This was not planned. I planned to do a gardening class. I just knew that I was going to figure out who was going to do it.
Okay, cool. Food for thought. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm operating here in faith in some of this, the gardening class. especially with the ones down here is definitely faith. So I just put that on there. I'm like, I'm going to secure our teachers. So if you actually go to our website, just so you don't get in trouble with your husband, maybe like, I don't believe you. You had this planned. If you go to our website, you'll see that there's some things that say details are still pending, and that's one of those things. But I wanted to get the ball rolling on what we did know for sure. Gotta see the back end now. So if you go there, you can see our classes. And if you click here to expand our classes document, this is when you get all the details of all the classes and their descriptions. What I like you to note when you go in here, there should be a left-hand navigation bar that will show up once my computer's done thinking. And it's still thinking. I guess it's thinking about a lot of things. It's still spinning. All right, if you click here to show the actual navigation bar, you can kind of jump down to the different things. So if you see additional classes and clubs, you'll notice that some things, woke homeschooling, world history is actually an option for us as well. I didn't have that on there, but that would be an online class. You'll see the PE and recess classes listed here. We do have junior beta club and elementary beta club. Our high school beta club is going to be with the Global Leadership Academy. So that those details are here. The Lego club, and for the gardening club, I put details coming soon. So those details are coming soon for the gardening club. And then we have our spelling club and the entrepreneurship. Those details are coming soon. So just so you'll know what's coming soon and what's already there. So I know you guys are like, okay, what's the prices? So our academic studies program with the academic coaching. Now, again, with the academic coaching, you'll have a dedicated homeschool advisor that will meet with you 4 times a year. And then we'll also have weekly homeschool advisor office hours. So that's included in this price. So that's why you'll see that that price is there. And then the Power Homeschool courses plus all the classes that we have in person, that's $250 a month. All right. We do have a materials and technology fee that's new this year. That's going to cover the additional Power Homeschool fees, the grade book. So we use a system called Quick Schools to keep track of all of our grades. The agenda book that you guys will get, the standardized testing that we provide for you. And printing materials for the students, that ink and that paper, that's expensive. We found that out this year. So that's $350 per student. That's a one-time fee for the year. The registration for the first student is $115. Additional students is $45. So your registration for the first student is $115. Registration for each additional is $45. If you're a returning family, there is a returning family fee. Registration fee of $99 if you're a returning family, but I think it expires, and I can tell you when. I could tell you in a second. If you're not interested in our Power Homeschool or any of our classes and you just want academic coaching and record keeping and accountability so your transcript can be accredited, you still have to pay the registration fee, but then that's $65 a month, or you could pay for the semester, or you could pay for the year. Okay, so this is, you want the academic coaching, but you want to use your own curriculum. Additional classes and clubs, that price varies based on the chart, the table. Our Little Learners Co-op is $202 for the semester, $404 for the year, because we're building in activities on Thursdays. And then registration for the Little Learners Co-op is also $45. Any questions?
Yes, I have a few questions. What's the deadline for enrollment?
The deadline for enrollment is when we get full. We would like to say July 31st is where we'd like to encourage everyone to enroll by July 31st. However, we've kept enrollment open until we fill up our slots. So we don't go over 15 students in a classroom. So when we reach our 15 student maximum, that's when enrollment is closed.
Okay. And will there be something like as we are in the decision-making process, will there be something posted like when you are possibly about to approach your maximum and so we can be aware?
What I could do is, let me go back to, let me see if I can share this. All right, do you see, oh, does that say it closed? All right, so today I went in and said enrollment is open. Do you see this yellow bar at the top?
Mhm.
So I can go in here and I can I can change the banner to kind of let you know that, hey, we only have so many slots left. So that's something that we can do to let families know what the enrollment status is. I do know this though, if enrollment is closed, what will happen is like if because our little learners, for example, is one of the age groups that closes really quickly. So what you'll notice is right now, do you see on my screen, when I click which program are you enrolling in, it says open for little learners. Can you see can you see it?
Yeah.
Right. So when it does get full, I'll put full here. You'll see full there instead of being open, but I can adjust this yellow bar to let you guys know what the status is.
Okay. And I'm assuming it's month to month. If you're going for the full academic program, it's month to month payment schedule.
Yes, it is month to month. I will like to, I'm happy you mentioned that. I would like to say that we are moving to a term commitment. So you are committing to the term. So even though we're doing month to month, when I go, and you can look at all our money and payment policies. If you go to frequently asked questions, you can see the links to all of this. Like what are the tuition fees on our handbook here. And I'm highlighting this because once classes have begun, tuition for the term is not refunded and you're committed to that term. So your contract is for the term. So August to December, you're committed to that term. And then you have January to May, you're committed to that term. So say you're in November and you say, you know what, this isn't working. You're still committed to finish up till December, to be fair to our teachers and to the program. And then you can say, I'm not going to continue for the next term, and just let us know before the term begins that you're not planning to continue for the next term.
Okay. Another question regarding parent support. I noticed on your website you had some verbiage about parent support because it's a co-op model.
Yes.
Are you finding that you're going to need more just kind of supplementary support? Do you have your lead teachers?
We have a lot of our lead teachers. And teachers get a 50% discount. We do have a lot of our lead teachers, and if you help, you get 25% discount. So any volunteer gets 25% discount off of our prices. The ones that we are, and I've talked to parents about these courses, but I haven't narrowed it. I haven't put it in writing yet. So we're still kind of ironing out our entrepreneurship, our public speaking teacher, our entrepreneurship teacher, our gardening club. You heard me kind of mention that we're doing it at someone's house. So that's still those details are still being ironed out. We could always use support in our beta club. And then maybe our recess that might be open, but everything else is pretty much set.
Okay. And one.
Go ahead, Ayana.
Okay. In terms of the faith-based component, how intensive is that?
It's pretty optional for families. We've had families come to us that are not faith-based at all, and they've been able to come to our program and feel accepted and be okay. And so it's pretty much at your discretion.
Okay. That answers all my questions for now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lauren, go ahead.
Oh, my question was more about the volunteers, like what is the process for becoming a volunteer?
All right. So our process, if you click on job openings, if you go back to our main website, that epichsn.org/academy. I do have a link to our job openings. Here are the official positions, but if you actually say click here to apply, and I guess I should put the volunteer positions on here. Oh, hold on, it's gonna make me put in stuff.
Now, will you be able to volunteer for a specific like class, or you would just say, I want to be a volunteer, and then it would be chosen for you where you end up being?
Let me actually tell you. Let me actually show you.
Sorry if I was asking too many questions at once.
No, because it's okay, because I want to show you the different, and I should put it on the main form so people don't have to do it. So here are the areas that we need volunteers for, and I said Mondays, but it's really Tuesdays. We need like a lunchroom monitor, volunteers for that, volunteers for the recess monitor, pick up snacks or concessions, the timekeeper, door monitor, make sure the classes transition on time and no child leaves the building without the correct adult. A yearbook club editor. These are just a lot of the volunteer positions that we have available. Or you can create your own or say, put me anywhere and put other.
Okay.
All right. Lower your hand. I think you're done. Okay. And there we go.
Excuse me, Andrea?
Yes, go ahead, Shanika.
Can- Yes, I have a question about that full academic studies program. So can the Power of Homeschool courses be separated from the in-person classes? Can the in-person classes be a la carte?
Meaning, can you just sign up for the in-person classes and not do Power Homeschool at all?
Correct.
Yes.
And is that still $250 a month?
That would be the $250 a month. What we would do is take away you wouldn't have to do that materials and technology fee. That would reduce, well, we wouldn't take it away completely, but that would reduce your materials and technology fee.
Okay.
Yeah, because part of that $250 a month is actually part of that academic coaching that's built into it. Because if you're enrolled in our academic studies program, because of our accreditation, you're getting that so that whatever you're doing outside of EPIC can still be accredited.
Okay.
So even if you're not using Power Homeschool, whatever you're doing is still going to be accredited. You'll just be submitting it, and your homeschool advisor will walk you through that process, because you'll have a form that you submit your own grades. So say you want to do math UC on your own or what have you, you can submit that and have that accredited.
Okay. And then also just kind of get advice on whatever you're doing, right? Whatever curriculum you're doing.
Yeah, whatever curriculum you're doing. So part of that onboarding process, you'll be saying, hey, I'm going to be doing this class. This is what my textbook's going to be, or this is who's going to be doing it for me, or what have you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So how do you get started? Let me go ahead and walk you through. So you attend open house, like the one you just came to right now. You start the registration process by completing the registration form, and that is right there at epichsn.org/enroll. You pay the registration fee, and that's an Omela link. So you'll be seeing that we use Omela. We're probably going to be using Omela this year. We'll see, because Omela does automatic withdrawals, and we're thinking that that's going to be where we're moving to for our payment platform. Sibling discounts. Yes, we can talk more about that in a moment. You meet with the homeschool advisor to determine if our program's a right fit. So after your registration, you meet with the homeschool advisor to determine if our program's a right fit. Hopefully you determine that during the open house before you do the registration. And that when we meet with the homeschool advisor, it's a yes, yes, yes. But in some cases, it's probably a no, because maybe you're looking for something that we're not offering. Your family's approved for enrollment if we find that we are the right fit. No worries, Sydney. Thanks for joining us. And then your family's assigned a dedicated homeschool advisor, and a meeting is set up with the program director or advisor to move through the next steps. So the homeschool advisor that you meet with to determine if the program is the right fit might not be the same person that you are assigned to, because you're balancing the load between all the homeschool advisors. But you will be having one homeschool advisor that's dedicated to you, and you'll get that person assigned to you. And then the final step would be set up tuition online before the first day of class. And that would be through Omela, and we'll send you the information for that. So really, it kind of all starts with just going to epichsn.org/enroll or academy-registration. It'll take you to the same link to get you started. So let's review the membership program. It costs $25 to $45 monthly per family, unless you do the field trip only option. And you can sign up by just going to epichsn.org. The Academy program, the cost varies per student based on a program, but registration fees are basically looks like this. And then that's how you get started. Remember that academic studies program families get free membership for that first year. Questions?
So do you enroll us in the, if we decided we wanted to do the power homeschooling, do we enroll in that, or do you enroll us because it's part of the program, correct?
We would enroll you, yes.
Okay.
And that makes it a lot easier for you for record keeping. And you would, and what would happen is, even though we enroll you, you would still have the, we would still make you a parent or advisor for your child. So you'd still be able to see everything on Power Homeschool as well. Any other questions? All right, for the sake of the recording, I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. If you are watching the recording and you have questions, go ahead and email us at epichsnacademy@gmail.com or academy@epichsn.org. Yes, someone, before I stopped the recording, they asked about the sibling discount. So hold on, let me pull it up and see if I have it on this form already listed. Let me pause the recording here. So for those who are wondering about the sibling question, I will be posting that in the policies handbook. I have to just reach back out to my board and the treasurer to make sure I'm saying the right policy there as far as sibling discount. But the question about Power Homeschool, it is an independent curriculum. Your learner would be able to go through it very step by step. My daughter used it this year and she loved it. She's high school, and I've had other students use it. I do know that there's some families though who really want that that interaction with some of the courses. So we are planning with the additional classes area posting classes that we know that we can recommend external teachers. And again, that's additional classes. So you'll be communicating with those teachers yourself. So for example, just sharing my screen again. So an example of that would, for example, would be woke homeschooling, right? So say you're interested in woke homeschooling, which is an online curriculum. You can learn more here and see what it looks like, right? That's a world history with an emphasis on African-American, a more holistic perspective, which is probably not something that you might see on Power Homeschool. Just going to be real about that. So if you want to supplement and do a class like that, then you'd be paying for that outside of that $250 a month, right? I'm also a math teacher. Like I mentioned, I'm a math teacher. So some of my math classes, so for example, I plan to do a spectrum math class. that would meet either once or twice a month, once or twice a week, but that would be online. It'll be on Outschool. So that class might be listed here. I know Phaedra Wright is also a math teacher. So she might have another class that you might find on Outschool listed here. So what we plan to do is kind of curate some of those other classes for those who want something outside of Power Homeschool that need that more interaction, and kind of put that here. So if LaQuinda has her English class that's on a different platform and you want that extra support. So we plan, this is where all the additional classes would be going, and we'll make sure that you're clear about this is, you know, you go to that third party and you kind of handle it there, or what the process would be. Did that help answer your question, Lauren? I hope I didn't confuse you.
I'm gonna be honest, I am a little bit confused. So my biggest thing is if I was to enroll my son in one of the classes with Power Homes, without opting out of Power Homeschool, would my child still be able to stay, I guess, stay with the class in terms of the content? Or would they be kind of like lost because they're not? Does that make sense?
So which one are you opting out of, Power Homeschool or in-person classes?
No, the Power Homeschool. So it would just be in person.
All right, so if you just do in person, then that means you are going to be finding your own
curriculum.
You're going to be finding your own math and all of that, and then that's completely separate.
Okay.
Because let me make this a little bit bigger.
So the Power Homeschool is all together. It's not just one subject.
Right. The Power Homeschool is math, English, social studies, science.
Okay.
Math, science, and whatever electives you decide to add to it.
Gotcha.
So Power Homeschool is all of those core classes. But if you decide you're going to do your own thing for your core classes and you just want to come for art, Spanish, the STEM program, PE, lunch, all of that, then you're fine.
Oh, I understand now. I understand.
Right.
Okay.
And then for those who are doing Power Homeschool that wants extra, there'll be extra for core classes. Or say you want to do, say you want to do some of the core classes that I just mentioned. Like if you want to do whatever, then you can add those a la carte. And we plan to, like, from teachers who we know and trust, we'll add that at the bottom, and we'll make another like heading, but we'll add it at the bottom of that classes and clubs sheet, so that you can, if you're not doing Power Homeschool or you want more help, you can have access to that. So like I plan on having some of my own math classes, so that'll be added there.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording here. Again, if you have questions, go ahead and email us at epichsnacademy@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions.